What is up, YouTube? This is Magician34, and this is your Budget Deck Friday, and we have a deck that has been sort of sweeping the nation, and the nation's been sweeping it back, and that is Magmortar. Magmortar, for the uninformed, he's got 120 HP, he's a stage 1, he's got a hefty retreat that we don't care about, and for 1 energy you can deal 30 damage and get a fire energy from your deck and attach it to himself, and for a fire and 3 colorless, which is pretty generously priced in its way, in that at least we can use double colorless energy and whatnot. He can deal 80 damage, but if Electivire is on your bench, it deals 80 more, meaning he can hit for 160 base with that attack, which is the purpose of this entire deck. So not too surprisingly, when we say Magmortar Electivire, we pretty much just mean Magmortar, and Electivire will be doing his imitation of Taya Gardner on the bench for the most part. This guy is easily our win condition, and what we're going to try to do is get his Twin Bursts attack up just as fast as humanly possible and get that Electivire on the bench as fast as possible. We benefit from the fact that they are both stage 1s, so let's get into the support for Magmortar. Obviously we're going to run 4 Magmars to go with him. I just love Magmar's art. I've loved Magmar since Gen 1, so this is fun for me because of that. Anyway, we're going to run 3 Electivire. This is just basically because we just want to get 1 up on our bench there. We don't even have to really try to put energy on him. He does have an attack, Tag Team Spark we might use. Maybe even Gigavolt if we're a little desperate, but mainly we just turn Electabuzz into that guy on the bench, and that's about it. So, for the record, we are running 3 Electabuzz, but, to go with those 3 Electivires, but like I say, it's just to get him up on the bench. Don't be afraid to get a second one up just to, put it out there, but that's about it. That's our 14 Pokemon. Really straightforward here. And as far as supporters go, we run 13. And they're very direct as well. We're running 4 Blacksmith, because our idea is going to be obviously get those energies in the yard pronto and use Blacksmith to make Magmortar get to 4 energy very quickly. So Blacksmith gets us 2 energy right away, right there, which is very nice. Getting things into the yard is nice and easy with Professor Sycamore. We can also use Juniper, either one. Just the supporter of your choice between the two of them that says discard your hand and draw 7. We like discarding, we like drawing 7. There's no part of that we don't like, because remember that discard helps power up your Blacksmith. So that's all good. We do run N, because we definitely want to draw deep, and early in the game when we need it the most, this guy draws you 6. We don't really care very much about our opponent in this deck. We're just trying to pop him. This is one of those decks where you kind of autoplay, and for the most part you ignore what your opponent's doing altogether. We run 1 Lysander. We do have Versus Seekers to get him. Because this guy is mainly for your late game. This helps you target those EXs on your opponent's bench, either the one they're trying to power up to come pop you, or just one you're looking for just to score the prizes off of if needs be. This is just about picking up prizes is all that Lysander's for. And for a deck that's going to be real aggressive, we are running 1 not-so-aggressive card, but when you think about it a little bit, it does make sense, and that is Pokemon Center Lady. Early game, she's not necessarily that relevant, so you don't really have to concern yourself. Once again, she's a Versus Seeker target, because the whole plan of the deck is to get Magmortar up and just fire for 160 or 180 if we have Muscle Band every single turn. But if he gets status, like with a laser or something like that, we don't have a lot of defenses against that, so this is a great way to defend ourselves. I mean, you could run Switch, but the problem is everybody in this deck has a huge retreat cost, and we'd have to run a bunch of switches, and that would mess with our tempo a lot. And really, this is a no retreat. This is you get up, and the only way Magmortar leaves the active slot is if he gets knocked out kind of deck. And I opted for Pokemon Center Lady because even if she's a supporter, once we got Magmortar powered up and ready to go, it doesn't really matter, etc., etc. If he's gonna switch out or not, basically, we just want to cure the status, and the healing is nice. We don't need to Blacksmith if he's already ready to go. So that's the shortest version of that argument, I guess. We're running 20 items. Most of them we're going to play in our first few turns. We're running 4 Fiery Torches. This just helps us power through our deck and get those Blacksmiths set. We're running 4 Roller Skates. Now, obviously, it's a coin toss, but statistically, we should get 2 out of 4 of them right. 1 out of every 2, because it's a coin toss chance. So out of these 4 cards, we should be drawing 6 on average. We might get lucky and we might not, but 6 for 4, it still accelerates us. It does its job. Roller Skates is pretty good, and if we puke them out of our hand and don't get anything for it, it doesn't matter, because we're just trying to accelerate. That's it. We're running 2 Evo Sodas. We can just hit them on the way as we're going through our deck, because all our Pokemon in the deck want to get Evo Soda up to their final form. So, duh. We're running 2 Ultra Balls. This is just one more way we're trying to accelerate and put Fire Energy in the discard. So really solid there. We're running 2 Professor's Letter. We got enough draw power in the deck that we're not really concerned about running more of these. This is just, you can feed an Ultra Ball this way or get the energy you actually do need to attack. And we do have a Lightning Energy for Electivire if we need it, so these can be a way to go fetch that if needs be. So, pretty handy there. Here are the 2 Versus Seeker we mentioned before. Like I say, just to utility it up. You can get your Blacksmiths with this a lot of the time, but it can also be a way to hit that one Lysander and that one Pokemon Center lady we have to try to get out of a tight spot or to, kind of seal up the game. We're running 3 Muscle Bands. We're not running more because we're trying to really rip through our deck very quickly. So 4 is kind of excessive. But you want to get Muscle Band on Magmortar just as quickly as you can. Because 160 doesn't score very many EX knockouts. It knocks out a lot of things that aren't EXs, almost all of them. But those EXs are usually at 170 or 180. Muscle Band turns Magmortar's attack from an almost OHKO to an OHKO on almost everything that's not a Mega. So those Muscle Bands are extremely important to us. Last but not least, the one place I'm going to ask you to not economize. I know on budget days it's supposed to be low budget, but this is a very inexpensive rare card. And that is Computer Search. It discards and it gets us anything we need from our deck, and for this deck, it's just absolutely essential, I think, to run this. If you absolutely can't or won't or whatever, you could opt for another supporter that says draw cards. You could go for a 4th N, or maybe even a Colress, depending, maybe a Shauna. But realistically, Computer Search just makes the most sense. It's not a very expensive card, realistically, so it's well worth the investment. And you can run it in a lot of other decks, too, so it's not really a bad idea to get it, no matter how you look at it. We are running 13 energies. Like I say, we do have 1 Lightning Energy. This is just to get on Electivire, because we might just need to attack with him. And he can do either of his attacks with just 1 Lightning, so we do have the 1 Lightning for him for that. We're running 3 double colorless because we do want to get the fire energies a little bit more, so 3 should be enough. You just slap it on Magmortar and go. But Enhanced Hammer is a thing, so really it's just sort of to facilitate your attack the turn you're going to go into the attack. And Electivire can use it, but we're not really worried too very much about Electivire. And then the rest, we've got 9 fire energies, which we're going to try to get on our Magmortars and into our grave, so we can, into our discard pile, I guess I should say. So that we can blacksmith them out just as fast as we can. And 9 should be enough because we're going to be cycling them back. So, anyway, that is our Magmortar budget deck. And really, I usually have a segment about adding money to the deck, but this deck's pretty much ready to go, and there's not much you can add in that would really, realistically improve it. It's pretty much good as it is. There are a number of interpretations of the Magmortar deck, and this is just my my stab at a very high-tempo one, trying to get the drop on people very quickly with a high-powered attack there. So, until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and check out my channel for more Pokemon content.